Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce you someone who is going to help me through this presentation. This is Squidward. He is unhappy because he doesn't have a nice home of his own, so he refers to a company to have his dream house built. But Squidward thinks that it's a pathetic excuse for a house. The project turns out to be a disaster. So, what can we do to prevent such an outcome? The answer is Scrum. The term Scrum is borrowed from rugby, where a Scrum is a formation of players to stress the importance of working as a team in complex product development. Now it's also used, of course, in business. Okay, now let's think about this for a moment. What's more important? Processes or people, documents or products, cooperation or negotiations, plans or flexibility? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Okay, so here are the answers. People, product, cooperation, and flexibility are the most important. Scrum is the most used framework for agile product delivery, so it has to follow the AGILE MANIFESTO, which claims that individuals and interactions are over processes and tools. Working software is more important than comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration is above contact negotiation, and responding to challenge is over following a plan. One of the biggest advantages of Scrum is its flexibility and commitment to producing products and services that satisfy customers. Scrum methodology enables us to make adjustments and improvements to the project to make the best project for the customer. However, it's important to remember and to keep in mind that one Scrum team can't pursue two projects at the same time. Employees dealing with several projects lose much time switching from task to task, so it reduces their productivity. So, say no to multitasking. Now let's talk about key elements to Scrum. First of all, there is a backlog, an ordered list of everything that is known to be needed in the product. It is the single source of requirements for any changes to be made for the product. The product backlog is dynamic, so it means it constantly changes to identify what the product needs to be appropriate, competitive, and useful. Okay, the next key element is, of course, a sprint. Scrum projects are broken down into small and consistent time intervals referred to as sprints. They can be as short as a few days and generally are no longer than 3-4 weeks. Within a sprint, planned amount of work has to be completed by the team and made ready for the review. Basically, one sprint within Scrum should be a project in itself, with a start and a finish. It's important to hold a sprint meeting plannings, like sprint planning meetings, to provide structure, set expectations, and define the backlog for the upcoming sprint. These meetings bring the product owner and team together to discuss what tasks should be moved from the product backlog into the sprint backlog. One thing to remember is the manager never speaks in the meetings. Of course, there are sprint retrospective meetings where team members have to answer 3 main questions. What was successful about the sprint? What would we want to change? And how can we make that change happen? Every day there is, of course, a daily Scrum meeting, often referred as the stand-up. It's often called the stand-up because it's encouraged that you stand up to keep the meeting brief. As you can see, it's no longer than 15 minutes. The stand-up meeting is run by the Scrum Master, who asks the team a few simple questions. What did you do and what did you accomplish yesterday? What can you plan to accomplish today? And are there any problems or obstacles that need to be addressed? Another essential part of Scrum methodology is a Scrum task board. Tasks are recorded on colored cards. Team members update the task board frequently by moving the cards, most commonly during the daily meetings, based on the team's progress since the last update. Screen board gives a quick, easy view of the items within the sprint that the development team is currently working on and has already completed. Such visualization can help the manager to spot the problem more easily and prevent lagging behind. There are 3 important roles in Scrum, such as product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. Scrum Guide recommends that development team size should be between 3 to 9 people, exclusive of Scrum Master and product owner. Don't worry, this is no pentagram, and I'm not summoning the devil, of course. There are communication models, and they are represented on this slide. As you can see, in the teams of 5, 7, and 9 people, the communication relationships are different. As you can see in each team, each individual will connect with another individual and form a unique relationship. To increase a team from 5 to 7 people, you have to more than double the number of relationships. So the number of relationships between team members and the time investment they require needs to be a factor considered when choosing team size, because it will influence productivity. One of the most important roles is, of course, a role of Scrum Master, who is responsible for promoting and supporting Scrum. Scrum Masters do this by helping everyone understand Scrum theory, practices, rules, and values. Here you can see the responsibilities of the Scrum Master. And of course, the product owner, who is responsible for maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. Do not confuse product owner with a product manager. The product manager manages people, as you can see from the term product manager, while product owner manages the product backlog and connects the development team with the customer. To sum it up, Scrum is an agile process framework that is designed for teams of 10 or fewer members who break their work into goals that can be completed within sprints. The product owner is accountable for the product backlog. Then the team creates a sprint backlog, a set of tasks for the sprint. Each sprint starts with a sprint planning event that establishes a sprint goal and the required product backlog items. At the end of the sprint, the team holds sprint review and sprint retrospective to review the work done and the process of the sprint itself. Moreover, each day during a sprint, the team holds a daily scrum, which is often referred to as stand-up. At the end of each sprint, we get a ready feature, a product or a part of the product, and we start the next sprint. As a result of those sprints, we get a ready, completed product. Thank you for watching my video and enjoy your day.